Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you haven't watched my last video, I highly recommend you to watch it. It should be either up on the card or in the end screen, so wait until the end screen. So let's get into the review. The last video I did was on the Bushcraft 101, a field guide to the art of wilderness and survival. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and close to show you the book. Okay, I think, guys, that the video I did was brutally long. You know, it was a headache to make in the sense of I think I bored a lot of people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and update the video right now. This is the updated version of the video. I'm gonna get right to the point. I'm just gonna go over basically the chapters, okay? So you guys have an idea what's in the book instead of me just giving you out all these crazy pointers and so on. I think just going directly to the chapters will give you an idea of what the book is about. Okay, guys, this book is an excellent book for you to start either bushcrafting or to know a little more in detail about camping. Okay, the book was written in 2014. Okay, and I started reading it just recently. So all these years, yeah, I just started reading it recently. I thought it was a good start for me to start learning a little bit more in detail about outdoors. Not so bushcrafting, just more general, the outdoors, so I'm more comfortable when I go out camping. Okay, the book is split in different chapters and parts, okay? So it has 10 chapters, and some of the chapters have parts to it. Okay, yes. So basically, part 1, which is chapter 1, is basically part 1, we're talking about gear. So chapter 1 is your pack. So he talks about everything that you need to pack for you to go out there either camping or in this case, bushcrafting. That is what chapter 1 is all about, is packing your bag. So chapter 2, he gets into tools, what types of tools you need. So a good example of tools, obviously, is knives, okay, saws, axes, you know. He gets into that, how to maintain that, how to use that safely, okay. Chapter 3, we talk about cordage, rope, and different types of knots. Okay, cordage is basically, I want to get quickly into that. Cordage or cords is basically 550. You guys have seen that 550 paracord. A lot of people use that, and I think it's fantastic. They even replace their laces on their boots or sneakers, and they'll add cordage instead, and that's an awesome idea for backup. Chapter 4 is basically cooking tools and canteens. Okay, I'm just going to quickly get into canteen. Canteen is either stainless steel, or titanium. You don't want nothing in plastic or glass because you want to use that canteen to cook food and to boil water if needed, okay? Other tools, other cooking tools you might need is basically your cast iron. A cast iron is basically like a skillet, like a pot where you cook your food, and it could go under flame, and that's what you need. You don't want something flimsy and dull. You want to take cast iron. One downfall with the cast iron is it is heavy, okay? And you really need to maintain that, okay? And a lot of people have that issue on maintaining your cast iron. But once you figure it out, it's easy to maintain it. Chapter 5, he talks about coverage. Obviously, you're out there, it might rain, it might be hot, you want to block the sun. So coverage, you need to learn how to cover either by a tarp, or by making it out of nature with branches and leaves and cover yourself that way. Okay, just a little more, continue on chapter 5. He goes on talking about wool blankets and different types of sleeping bags that you can take, okay? Chapter 6 talks about combustion. Combustion is basically things that you can have to make fire. For example, lighters, ferro rods, a magnesium lens, which some sunglasses have. Okay, you'll definitely need a knife, an axe, okay, friction fire made out of sticks, and he talks about different tricks and tips for you to do. Chapter 7, you're in the bush now. Chapter 7, it's in the bush. It's part 2 of the book. So now he talks about the 4 W's in the book. So I recommend you to buy the book for you to learn what these 4 W's. I'm just going to give you one of them, and it is wood. Obviously, you're in the woods. He talks again about tarps in there and camp hygiene. You want to be clean. You don't want to smell, okay? You might get cut. You want to make sure that if you get injured and if you get cut, you make sure you take your proper precaution by cleaning your wound so it doesn't get infected. And you want to make sure if you are camping or bushcrafting with other people, they can stand your odor. So make sure you take those proper care of your hygiene. Chapter 8 is navigation, guys. Again, please buy the book. Again, I'm not promoting the book. I'm just going to give you my quick opinion on the book. Okay, it's navigation. Compass is the first thing that obviously comes to mind, right? Absolutely, compass. Okay, and that's one thing I know nothing about compasses. I've seen videos. I've seen people talk about it. I've seen videos on dual survival. Okay, that's how I learned about this book. It's not my cup of tea, guys. Most likely, I'm going to be that guy that's lost out there in the woods. Okay, chapter 9 is trees. Okay, he talks about willows, pine trees, black walnuts, and oaks. Okay, and what I think is cool about trees is it helps you, obviously, to make a shelter, but it can also be dangerous for you because it could be what they call the widowmakers, branches that could fall in your campsite, and he gets in detail on the book on that. And chapter 10, guys, okay, last chapter is trapping and processing game. Okay, he teaches you gear you can take, different gear, different trap gears, baits that you can make as well, from either smaller fish or snails that you could use to make basically traps to trap other animals. And traps, you can make traps out of nature, out of branches, and making it almost like a slingshot, and you could trap animals like that. But that, guys, read the book, guys. Read the book. And last, okay, but not least, guys, he talks about bush recipes you can make to eat from different animals, like rabbit, okay? Squirrel, not my cup of tea. I'll eat rabbit, but he talks about that. And then he hits you up with the glossary, definitions of the words that he used throughout the book that he might think you might not know what they mean. So he talks about that, guys. And guys, yeah, I think this version of this review, here's the tabs. I think this version of this review was much better. It looks like it's about under 10 minutes. So I hope you like this review better, okay, than the previous review. I am going to put these reviews, basically, I'm going to post them back to back. Most likely, it will be, difference of a few minutes, okay, depending how fast it loads, okay. But I think this was a better review. Once again, it was the Bushcraft 101 by Dave Canterbury, and I highly recommend you. There's a reason why New York Times calls it the bestseller. And here to the side, guys, I have another book here by Dave Canterbury. It's called The Bushcraft Field Guide to Trapping, Gathering, and Cooking in the Wild. I'm reading it. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be posting a video on that as well. But I hope you like this version of this review better. And stick to the end screen. I leave you a bunch of videos that I hope that you're gonna watch and enjoy as well. And I hope this review satisfies you a little better. It was more quickly, and I even like this review better, to be honest with you. So guys, until next time, let me know what you guys think at the bottom of this review, and talk to you in the next one.